data which is unstructured, which is much more real time, can really make a huge change in some business. Now, having said that, some of these problems, some of the things which we talked about are looking to be much more esoteric. But if I look at some of the traditional businesses which had been using analytics, for a good amount of time, namely like financial services, retail, consumer packaged goods, or even high-tech companies, they also have a lot of opportunities by using big data. And if I look at how and where the opportunities lies, it can be twofold. One, where it can enhance some of the current solutions which are already available, but because of the volume, because of you being able to create some of these strategies with a larger amount of data, creates opportunity. And the other cases is that without a big data, without the set of technologies, there are few things which you cannot even think of doing. So it creates really greenfield opportunity for you. Now, for example, when I look at enhancing current solutions, now fraud detection when you're in credit card or bank is something which is happening for a good amount of time by the bank. But then right now, with big data solutions, they can make it self-learning. They can make it more algorithmic. They can make it much more faster. And they probably can deal with a larger amount of data than what it used to be at some point of time. Retailers can probably test out their pricing and promotions much faster. There's a time when if you do a promotion, you wait for 7 to 10 days, you get data, you analyze, and you decide whether the promotion worked or not, and then take a call whether you need to change. But I think that world has significantly changed today. Same is the case for clinical trials, which is age-old practice, but then big data makes it much more explorative. You can try out several different things. You can probably also have a less impact on the subjects which goes through clinical trial. On the other side, there are a few opportunities which are absolutely greenfield. Like for an example, a lot of us really focus on social media in understanding, understanding reputation, understanding what customers are really talking about in social media. We did a project where we tried to understand whether a new product will really be successful based on social media metrics. Similarly, if you look at Amazon, look at Flipkart, or many other places, the online promotions and product recommendations, which is happening real time, needs analytics and needs a huge amount of data, and that cannot be really done without the type of technology which we talked about. Having said that, again, there are few which are I would say which are more esoteric ones, so to say, right? So I know people who are working on using the satellite data, and they're in warfield and they're deciding on how the troop movement should happen, so that they have a lower chance of falling into trap or lower chance of falling into landmines. Many of the cars of today comes with sensors which keeps information about several vital aspects of the car, and people are using that data, which is like being created in a every time in a microsecond you are creating data. They're using that information to identify a chance of breakage or a failure, and doing predictive maintenance for those cars. And then there are companies, there are networking companies who are using this data and identifying and predicting the security risk or potential intrusion into the network. So I think the opportunities and the possibilities are really huge, and different companies are using it or interpreting the potential in different ways depending on where their focus lies. And I think it had been an area of research for most of the big firms, most of the consulting firms. And McKinsey did a huge study a few years back, and that probably is one of the reasons why big data became that much popular in today's world. They really estimated a huge amount of impact which big data can really bring to some of the businesses. Like for an example, they estimated that to US only in the healthcare side, if analytics is really used and big data is really used in the proper way, it can really drive impact of $300 billion upwards. Now, we are really talking about a huge amount of potential, but then with such numbers in place, there is a lot of excitement and awareness around what we are doing, and there is a kind of expectation that big data can really change the world, and big data can suddenly make the world suddenly make the world different. But then probably in many cases we don't really understand the nitty-gritties and the complexities behind it. Now,